Thank you for joining our monthly uh, Pathways to Partnerships in Brevard County. I don't know if I'm saying the title exactly correct. This is brought to you by the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce and the Brevard Prosperity Initiative. Here it is, maximizing impact, creating pathways to prosperity through powerful partnerships. And just as a quick check-in, I'll go through the agenda. Courtney, have you heard about the Prosperity Initiative, or have you been to any of our events? Yes, I was going to say you look familiar, so I won't spend a ton of time on that unless you have questions. But quick agenda of what we're going to do. I'll do a few updates on upcoming calendar events, just so you know what's happening in the future. We'll do some introductions so that we can get to know each other. Would love to hear if there's any intentions or how we can support you. Then we'll again share a little bit. We do a kind of a mini training on Brevard Prosperity Initiative, our heartbeat community. And that's really kind of the heartbeat of what we do in between the meetings to stay connected in those pieces. And then we will open it up. So when we open it up, this is where the conversations, the collaboration, the resource sharing will happen. And so with that, let me just go through a couple of updates on what's happening in the future. Courtney, are you in Heartbeat by chance? Yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
And I know we just had Darby join us. We have a few other people that are joining us now. So upcoming events. Oh, I'm in past events. Nope, I'm in upcoming. Okay, so we do have our leadership gathering. This is our working session, October the 2nd. This is where we come together and we really work on some of the behind the curtains details of the events and strategy and systems and automation. That's going to be happening October 2nd. That meeting will be at the Chamber of Commerce office. So it's open for anybody to participate. Our next event, in-person event, is our food panel, and I have to say I'm super excited. We have 4 people on our panelist. We have Little Growers, Second Harvest. Hold on, let me see my cheat. Children's Hunger Project, and also the Sharing Center will be there talking about the food and what are some of the challenges, what are some of the opportunities, what are some of the resources. And then we close the event with the tabletop discussion. So you get to share a little bit about what you're up to and how we work together. The 28th, so next month, will be our next virtual collaboration online. The following month, November, is our child care panel. So excited. We have Darby coming from the Early Learning Coalition, Pineapple Cove, who has a number of things happening in the area with early learning, and just going to highlight the end of the year update and celebration. We have the Christina Donahue, the director of the Florida Chamber Foundation Prosperity Initiative, is going to be here. All of our events that are in person, other than the leadership one, the kind of working session, that one's at the chamber office and sometimes virtually. Make sure you check Heartbeat. They are at Wings of Grace Ministries, and we're so grateful and thankful for Wings of Grace Ministries, their contribution to the community. I wanted to highlight in December that is at the Palms on University. So just planting that seed there and reminding everybody that it's really important to, you have to register at the chamber event website. So make sure each of the events, the in-person ones, that you please register there. This will help with the check-in when you get there. And so just remember to register. So now we're going to open it up to introductions. If you want to just take a moment to introduce yourself and try to keep it down to like 60 seconds. We'll have lots of time at the end to be able to dive a little bit deeper. And when you're doing your introduction, if it's possible to share the root cause that you serve or that you work with. And I know we had a bunch of other people come in. Let me Zebra, yay! Okay. Um, Here is the website that you can share with others, refer to others. This really breaks down the initiative and at a broader level, all the details, how to access the gap map. But when you do your introduction, if you can just share, whether it's a personal one that you're passionate about or how your organization serves, that would be great. And I'll go ahead and choose the first person, and then you can choose the next person and the next person. So Joe, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Joe Rowlett. I'm with Florida Healthcare Plans. We're a regional HMO that rolls up to a much larger Florida Blue product and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Um, our focus obviously is on health. We do health insurance, but we also have health clinics up and down Brevard. One thing I want to let you know, if you check the heartbeat, I did put a link and some information for a Sapphire Awards grant. But there's also a regular Florida Blue grant that you can do. But the Sapphire is an annual process and it's an award ceremony. It's a 2-day conference. And then in the middle of the 2 days, they give out the Sapphire Award. So you should see that
I'm,
in,
I'm getting
in the
it right
heartbeat. So,
now. I think,
okay.
Joe, I'm going to find it and make sure I share that.
Again, Joe Rowlett, Florida Healthcare Plans. Thank you.
And Joe is also a part of the uh, chamber board. So he is one of the leaders at the chamber and wonderful liaison. All right, Joe, I'm still trying to find it, but I will get that there. Joe, who would you like to go next?
I'll pick my friend Darby. Darby, you want to go next?
Sure. Thanks, Joe. Hi, everybody. I'm Darby Miller with the Early Learning Coalition of Brevard. So we kind of have two sides to the Early Learning Coalition, our core programs, which is the School Readiness Voucher program. That is an income-based program where it allows parents to remain in the workforce and put their children in quality, affordable, easily accessible daycare. So that is a program that all 30 of the Early Learning Coalitions across the state administer and work with. We also do the VPK, which is the free state of Florida a program for 4-year-olds. We administer that. So we have providers that do both, and we have providers that do one or the other, and also Brevard Public Schools does the VPK programs. But to register your child, you go through the Early Learning Coalition website to do that. So that is kind of the core programs of what ELCs do. And then what I do on the opposite side is a community-based, family-focused outreach program. It's called SOAR by 4, again, focusing all of our attention on the importance of early literacy, getting the opportunity for children to be exposed to words and imagination and stories and reading prior to entering kindergarten. So SOAR by 4 includes the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which is a free book per month to any child age 0 to 5 in Brevard County. It's free to the children. It is not free to the Early Learning Coalition, so I look for sponsors for that. It is very nominal. It's $31 per child per year. So you could even sponsor one child doing that. So it's we have 6,000 children registered. So if you add that to 31, you get to some bigger numbers, but it's very doable for a business or an individual that wants to go in and support the program. We do little free libraries. We have 10 getting ready to install our 11th across the county. Those are also sponsorable opportunities. We love to work with both locations to put them in as well as sponsors to purchase them. And then we work together to keep them filled with stewardship. That can be also a third individual that says, hey, I just want to take ownership of this and as far as being able to, to keep it filled with books. Quickly, we also do monthly launch into literacy story times. I want to reiterate that everything I'm talking about is free to any child. There's no income or age restriction to these. They're open to families. We do them in 4 locations from Titusville, Cocoa, Melbourne, Palm Bay. All of this is on our website, which is elcbrevard.org. And we have 1 learning trail installed. We're working to install the second. That is in Provost Park in Cocoa. We kind of focus on 3 or 4 zip codes, but we really service the entire county because every child we believe needs to have the opportunity to have books in their home and read. But 32922 is a focus, also 04 and 01. or 05 in Melbourne. I always get those confused. And that is a learning trail where you're taking reading outside, and you're interacting in an outdoor activity environment. And then we have learning launch pads, which we are hoping to launch in Brevard this year. And those are small, quiet, dedicated spaces like reading nooks in businesses that may be where the adults need to have a quiet conversation. They need to have something to do with your children. So you can put them over in a corner. We have it. It's branded. It's an adorable little set with a cubby, some seating, some books, and those kind of things. So those are all of our SOAR by 4 initiatives, and we are obviously definitely involved in the early childhood education pillar for the State of Florida Prosperity Initiative. I also quickly go to 2 other kind of prosperity-oriented groups, one that's in North Brevard and then one that's in Cocoa. So I'm happy to share anybody else's information if you don't happen to be in those areas but want to, explore more. I'm happy to be your conduit to find that information as well.
Awesome, Darby. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. And I'm so excited for your presentation and being on the panel November 14th. So make sure you mark that down. And yeah.
You were very generous to work with us on a scheduling problem, so we are delighted to be there in November. Thank you.
And
Thank
my
you.
son just came home. He's in 6th grade, and he was sharing with me that they have reading buddies at his elementary school, and twice a month they read to kindergartners, which I was just like, oh my goodness, that's what a really neat
It is. It
project.
starts with us and then goes up all the way through when we have different organizations that take over for, like the Dolly Parton. There is another organization that does that when you're in 5th grade. I mean, when you're 5 years old and going upward, especially for remedial. The Dolly Parton is just any child, any book. But there are a lot of great things going on in early childhood literacy. It's just kind of, again, there's always more need than there are mentors or opportunities or funding.
Awesome.
Way of the world.
Darby, I did ask, you mentioned the $31, and I love those of you in the nonprofit sector. I love how you made it easy to kind of chunk it down, right? Like you said, this is for one child, here's the amount. I think that's such a great way to really let the businesses and individuals know how simple it is, right?
Yes.
But also
Yes.
bring it to the need. If you have a link you can share just specifically about the contributions piece, would be
Sure.
great if you drop that in the chat. Darby, who do you want to go next?
How about Courtney? It's nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm the program manager here at Serene Harbor. We are a certified domestic violence center in South Brevard. We're one of 2 in Brevard County. We do have a kind of known for that emergency shelter aspect of things, but we do help with education. We partner with Eastern Florida State to get them a free education. We do have an outreach program as well. We serve all survivors of domestic violence, men, women, children, and their pets. We have 3 kennels on site so that they can come and bring their animals. They're actually all full at the moment, which is great. And then we do have a supportive housing program that is fairly new within the last year, so we're kind of getting it up and running, but it is there to help them either stay in the home if they've gone from 1 income to 2, and they, that month of just catching up and getting caught up on bills can be helpful, or even moving into an apartment. I think we all know in today's economy it can be hard to come up with $4,000 up front to move into a place. And most of the time you have to come up with that before you even get handed the keys. So it's tough. It's a lot of money up front. So it's there to kind of help with that housing barrier, so that they can get into affordable housing and maintain and become more self-sufficient.
Awesome. Thank you, Courtney. And I love one of the things, just wanting to remind everybody, like Serene Harbor has a couple of people that are involved in the Prosperity Initiative. So we invite your teams, we invite your advocates, even if you have volunteers that are advocates or board members, to also participate. I wanted to highlight something real quick while you're doing this, and I think everybody should have gotten this email. People are starting to post these community events. Serene Harbor, I know you do fundraisers. Sabra, I know you guys do various things. So please post those in the community events, and then I'm going to be compiling them, right, with direct links so you can go directly into more detail about that. So I'll drop this in the chat if you haven't seen some of the upcoming events that are happening, that are being shared within the community, because there's some really great things that are happening. And so I have two purposes for showing you this. One is to remind you to post your community events there and do the who, what, where, when, why. Make it really, this is your marketing piece. It's great to have an image, but if you can also put that in the text too, that will help with searching and some of those items. Joe, oh, that's why I couldn't find that. I'm going to go ahead and move that too. But yeah, these things are great just to be able to really see what's going on. And again, if you put the who, what, where, when, why, because it's in an app, like if you have the address, I could click right on it and it would open up my Google Maps, right? Or if there's a website, I can click right on that and go to the website. So thank you so much. All right, Courtney, who do you want to go next?
Let's do Sabra.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sabra Zekier, and I'm a community outreach and volunteer coordinator here at the Children's Hunger Project. We are focusing on the pillar of food security for children that are suffering from food insecurity. So as of right now, we are servicing 60 elementary schools and 6 civic programs. An example would be like the Boys and Girls Club. And we noticed that if students are in need of weekend foods, they rely on us to be able to provide that for them. So we have organizations that are coming in each week to provide their time to pack up the food for the children. Excuse me. And we have a team of volunteers that delivers the food each week. And we are extremely busy. So with that, we're constantly out. Well, when I say we, we're constantly out into the community just talking about our initiative of eradicating food insecurity for elementary school students. We're pushing on. Every day is an opportunity to be able to reach the students that are in true need. And we're noticing that, there has been an uptick in the students that need help. So we're just out here trying to get to the community, talk about our mission and vision with those that may not know that, and kind of just push that this is a problem in your own backyard.
Beautiful. And I'm going to highlight a couple things while you're sharing.
Yeah.
Just noticing that I still owe you feedback on this, but in the Ask and Assist, she did share their one pager. And so please feel free to go in there and look and take a peek. And she is on our panel next month. And so we are inviting everybody to, look at what can you bring. We're hoping we can have her leave with a truck, a cart, full of things to support the initiative. And again, I'll drop this into the chat. And so that will be the October 10th event for the food panel with that. And thank you so much for all you do.
Oh, thank you. And then just real quick about that flyer. If you're not able to go in person to be able to purchase the items, we do have an Amazon wish list, which is fantastic. You could pick out the items and it sends it directly to us. So we did receive a huge shipment yesterday. I felt bad for the Amazon guy because he just kept coming and coming and coming with boxes. So anything small, little, we're appreciative. And the food that we have in our warehouse, you can guarantee that it will be in the hands of the students within 2 weeks. So we appreciate all the help that we can get, and especially to help out those elementary school students. So I appreciate the time to speak. Thank you.
All right, and who do you want to go next?
I will say Lisa Matthews.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa from Ask Bree and Lisa LLC. Me and my wife are financial professionals, but our whole main goal and focus is to lead with financial education, right? To have that financial literacy, because many of us don't necessarily come from a family where that was just taught or even talked about. So that is our main focus as far as education, and we help individuals, families, business owners be able to grow their money and protect their money risk-free and tax-free. That's enough about me.
So thank you, Lisa. Lisa's also volunteering currently to be one of our moderators in the Heartbeat community. And so we have open arms to different leadership. Joe's come in and led a panel. So if you see a place where you want to play or support, and I'll share a little bit of that as we go along, but thank you, Lisa. Lisa, I don't know if you can see, you might be on the phone. We have Lisanne and well, I think she's the last one.
Well, go ahead, take it away, Lisanne.
Lisanne, yes, thank you.
Hi guys, sorry I am in transit. I am Lisanne Bernier with Prudential. I'm also a financial advisor, so I'm passionate about the education piece because I've found that with more open minds and more knowledge, then better decisions can be made. So a lot of times it's difficult to set a solid foundation if you're not quite sure what you need to do. So um, that's where I'm at. That's my piece right there, is just the education aspect of it. And a lot of it does stem from the financial education, because people tend to make decisions to gratify an instant need or instant want versus planning for the long term for their needs. So we do a lot of education outreach. We have a nonprofit that is focused at providing education options. We're actually in the process of creating a book for kids so they can start learning early on how to make better financial decisions. So I know for myself, I grew up in Jamaica, and I was pretty much the banker. So, we were saving in a piggy bank, whatever, but, we'd dole it out and share and just take care of each other in that way. But anyway, I am in the process of moving to Tampa. So it's been a little bit tough getting to the meetings, but I'm still trying. I'm still working at it. So I'm here if you want to talk, if you need something, I will do my very best. I try to come out to the events when I can and support when I can. So I'm here.
Awesome. Well, I do want to highlight that we do have like the panel events are all hybrid, so you can join us on Zoom. So
Yes.
thank you for being
See
here.
that that's one of the issues is it conflicts with the Military Affairs Council because I'm also part
Oh,
of that. So,
our
and
busy
we have
lives, our
our
busy lives. Oh.
I know. We've got the Transition Con coming up in November, and it's a forum where we help transition in military members as well as veterans in the community, their family members, just help them with some career development pieces. Sometimes there's live interviews right there on the spot. Some folks get hired right there. So we're trying to do little things to help um, primarily the military aspect with that piece of it. So since it's coming up so fast, it's tough juggling.
Yes. Oh, um, thank you for being here. And Shannon Procyse with the Business Acceleration Network. We focus on working with entrepreneurs in growing their business and accessing the resources that they need. We have a young entrepreneurs program called Tomorrow's Leaders Today. And so we have applications open and we don't turn anybody away for young entrepreneurs to attend our next event at the Space Coast Convention Center, ages 8 to 26. And this is a great opportunity for them to be in an environment and hear about successes, hear about challenges, have their voice heard. I love highlighting Elena came and she brought 5 people from Club Esteem, and it was so beautiful to watch them kind of heads down and really shy. And then by the time they did the different round tables and got to really have people lean in and hear them, you could just see this boost of confidence, like my voice matters. And so who do you know? And I'm going to drop the link in there real quick for applicants, but who do you know that could be a good fit to participate in this next event? Would love to have them. Okay, so the next piece I did share, and just want to remind you the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce.com/website. That's where we invite people to learn more, join into the Heartbeat community. There's also, they set up a link if it's not saved on your homepage to be able to sign back in. Has everybody downloaded the app on their phone? Okay, perfect. I want to, that tends to be a little bit easier. I mean, obviously you see a lot more that is here in the community when we're here. But if you're looking to download it on your phone, if you go under documents and then you go under resources, there's actually a link that says download the app. And so edit your profile, how to use the search. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I do want to remind you that under the documents is a great place to just really dive in and learn more. And we do ask everybody to please use a profile picture when you set it up. We want to make sure we can connect faces and know who you are. We have a few celebrations here. One is Stephanie, the Career Sources went in and put all of this workforce development resources in here. And so if you haven't had a chance to go in and take a peek, that again is under documents. A lot of great tools and items are here for us to be able to plug into. And you can see these are dropped down. So as soon as you click it, it'll open it up and you'll find even more, including free online training. So computer classes, oh my goodness, she just loaded us up. So what a gift. Wanted to highlight that. And then also the other piece is we also, if you're interested in the health, we did upload the health needs assessment for Brevard County. Joe, you've probably seen this, correct? You're muted.
Yes. Yep. I've
Okay,
seen it. It's all good stuff.
Perfect. So just wanted to highlight some of those pieces there. And
if I could just say one quick thing, keep an eye out.
Please, Joe. Yes.
They send that survey out to the community, I think every 2 years. So if it comes across your desk, don't ignore it, because that's how they get some of that information. That's how they get it, is through us. So yeah. So if you see a survey come through, any of the surveys from Space Coast Health Foundation, I try to jump on those.
Awesome. And I will drop this in here too, just so you have access to it. Yeah, and that's the health assessment. All right, let me see what's next on the agenda. Oh, the mapping. Okay. And Darby, you are such a great representative for what's going on, because not only do we have the mapping, but we have it in action, which is great. Love Inc., which is working with the Melbourne zip code, with the city of Melbourne, their next asset mapping, bringing together key individuals, is going to be October 3rd at Wings of Grace. And they are looking for, who do we know in the library system? Who do we know at the police department that might be able to go? And so they're looking for some of those principals of schools in the Melbourne area. So if there's any connections you have, or connections to connections, please reach out to Christy with Love Inc. That'll be a great opportunity. And then for us, we are also looking for individuals. A big piece with what we have, and I'll just highlight this real quick. If you are a nonprofit, so we just are using a basic Monday board. It's not basic. It actually can do maps. You can hone in on who's there. If you are running a nonprofit, I'm going to drop in the form in the chat, and we'd love to have you fill this out just as a starter, so that we can make sure that you are in our resource hub here, because our goal and intention is just to really get to know who is in the Brevard Prosperity Initiative. And as you heard from Darby, it's one thing with the education and the childcare, but there's so many levels that dive much deeper with what they're doing. So we are looking for a couple of individuals that can donate an hour or 2 hours to help us with some of our existing mapping. Also, just making sure that we have your information in here. Again, this is for nonprofits currently. As we expand. Darby, do you want to add anything around the asset mapping?
Well, I can tell you tell you a little bit that excuse me, the central kind of Brevard area is fairly far along in mapping. I think Titusville, that area is just starting because we meet this week up there, and they're going to sit down and do that. And they have a pretty large group. I've been once, and they had 40 or 50 people at their meeting, and I think they're trying to get everybody to bring their laptops and actually do that there. And then I know we've had some discussion on here about how eventually, hopefully, this will all merge together so that the different parts of the county will then be able to, relate and integrate with, with each other so that we're looking at it from a big perspective. So I know 922 crew is pretty far along. That's the COCO group, and working in the 32922 zip code. And then North Brevard, which is much more broad, is starting this week.
Yeah, and they are looking for somebody in Palm Bay to take that asset mapping process because they do have a incredible program where everybody is working together, connecting together. Is it Senfira? Am I saying that right?
Sampara,
Sampara. Yeah, okay.
S-Y-M-P-A-R-A. And I was going to say, anybody that's even a little least been interested, I would direct you to probably Tara Pagliarini. She's been doing it longer. She's the one at Family Promise on the 922 crew. And then there Lara, and I don't know her last name because I'm pretty new to the North Brevard group. And again, they're basing off of they're working with others together, and I believe they're talking with Loving Group as well. But so the leaders are kind of all working together to make sure that they're using the tips and tools that have been done by somebody ahead of them. But if there's anybody that's interested, kind of just saying, what would this entail if you're going to be interested in doing it with the Palm Bay group, there's a couple of names of people I would suggest.
Tara, yeah, because she created a manual of
That's
all
right.
of the successes, and if you haven't been up to see her organization, it's really incredible what's there. Thank you, Darby, for highlighting that.
And I'll give a shout out to Cheryl Comiskey because she and Tara were the two that started the 922 crew. So
Okay, thank you.
I'm
getting to know everybody, so thank you, Darby.
So the Children's Hunger Project and Family Promise got together and said, hey, let's get the stakeholders that are working in this particular very, distressed zip code together, and let's just get in the same room and talk about all the things that are going on, good, and how we can support each other. And from out of that has come really some incredible partnerships between the Boys and Girls Clubs and Endeavor Elementary, and it just goes on and on. So it's, it's really a great case study for the Prosperity Initiative, for the different organizations. This really does, gets in and it works, and then it strengthens the argument, in my opinion, going forward to county leaders saying, we are all working together, and look at the strength that is the nonprofits, or the strength that are the organizations working specifically on these prosperity pillars, and how Brevard could really be a leader, I think, statewide in doing this based on a grassroots effort.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so part of with the Prosperity Initiative is this is where we help be the bridge between the businesses, and bringing the businesses in and the resources in to the nonprofits, and working with all the areas of whatever we need, right? It's like Lisa, you said, how can I help Wings of Grace, right? It's just all about connecting those dots, breaking down the silos. And really, for me, it was the education piece of what are the resources out there? What are the nonprofits that need help? Where can I serve, right? And so that's the beautiful part of what the Greater Palm Bay Chamber is doing, is really bringing the businesses together with the nonprofits so that we can help them with their boots on the ground, because that's one of the things that they're doing is their boots on the ground. They're in the field. They know what's going on, even beyond the stats. Not to knock the stats, but it's like they're really seeing what's happening. Okay. Next thing, All right, I believe everybody here is already in Heartbeat, so I don't need to go through the process on how to register. I think everybody, right? Is there
Yeah, and I
anybody
have a
here?
quick question. I think I'm
Yes.
finally on there because you finally, reminded me.
Loved on you enough? Loved on you
Reminded
enough?
me, I was saying harassed, and that was not the word because I needed to be reminded. Reminded me enough. But I would like to add our communications specialist because she'd be the one to upload, our events and things like that. How can I add someone?
So she just goes in and creates her own profile.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So anybody can create their own profile, and it's great because then there's two of you in there, kind of representing and
absolutely.
having their eyes on what's going
Yeah.
on. And the one thing is, we start with that website, the Greater Palm Bay Chamber, Initiative. Sorry, I have so many things open. Nope, I actually closed that. And then she'll fill out the intro. And just remind her to have a headshot, and you can go in and edit these at any time. When you go to
Okay.
your item, you can edit it. And this is where we're asking moderators and all of us, if we can go in and give people a warm welcome, it's really great to kind of, you're in community. Um, Ask and assist, or ask and wish list. Please let us know how we can support you, and invite you to go in and take a peek. This is where, as business owners or even nonprofits, like, is there a way that we can work together and collaborate together? And I can't emphasize enough, these celebrations are so important. I don't know about you, but I find that a lot of people are so busy doing what they're doing that they don't stop to celebrate, right? And so these celebrations, one thing is it's marketing, it's letting us know what you're up to, it's reminding us, hey, remember, here's we could use some help, or here's the good that we're doing in the world. So please, if there's something, once a week that you can share, there's no big or small, right? It's any celebration is a great celebration. General discussion, like, this is where we put grants, this is where we put anything that you can't find a container for it. And then some of you are a part of specific teams. If you're on our event crew team, you'll see some particular things. If you're on our moderator team, if you're helping with the asset mapping. So, again, if you're looking to help or support, then that would be great. So I think I went over everything that I wanted to. So I'm going to just go ahead and open this up for open discussion. Any questions? Yes, anything that we can support each other with, or any questions about Heartbeat?
Hey, Shannon, if I can just jump in, with health insurance on the individual health insurance side, a lot of changes that came down through the Affordable Care Act. Some of those changes have been rescinded, so they're not changing, but nonetheless, the landscape for the Affordable Care Act is going to be a lot different in 2026. So if you have a group that just wants to be updated and educated, I have an employee she's been spending some time in Volusia County and Brevard, just meeting with whoever wants to listen, Kiwanis, Rotary. If you have a group that you want her to give you an update, it does change. It's been changing every day. She spoke to a group about a month ago. Now she's got to go back out and talk because it's changed already. So I think it's all shaken down. I think we know what to expect now. So if you have a group, let us know. She can even do it virtually for you as well. So Affordable Care Act changes. Let me know if you want. Her name's Natalie Velez to come out and speak.
Awesome. Stephanie, I'm gonna have you chime in because I've seen that you came in late. And Joe, I just want to say thank you so much. My mom, who's dealing with something, and it was like, she was like, no, this is how it is. And then I talked to Joe's expert, and it was like, nope, they changed that. So thank you for being here as a resource so that we can stay current. Stephanie,
Yeah,
I showed off all your hard work that you put together. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. I was waiting for Microsoft Office to tell me to get on, and it never did. And then I looked at the time, and I'm like, so I'm so sorry. But at least I made it before it was over.
Stephanie, I did too. I was sitting here, it was 10:15, and I was like doing something else. And it's like, I don't know. So she's not fibbing, y'all. It really happened.
There we go. I don't know if I don't know what it is. The calendar invite, it must be on my Google and not linked to Office. I have no idea, but no, I'm glad that you showed them all my work. And then if there's anything that you'd like to add to the workforce page that's relevant. If you all aren't moderators or can't get on or whatever, I'm happy to load it on there if you think it'd be a good resource, because it doesn't all have to be career source oriented. So
Awesome. Anything going on that you want us to know about, or any good news, or
I heard family, when I got in, I heard Family Promise of Brevard, and I don't know if I already mentioned our like series, our career exploration series that Shayla and I have going on. It's going to start in January and go pretty much all year, one a month. It'll be a webinar. So we're going to promote it heavily through Brevard Public Schools and other platforms. But if you want it to be promoted through your platform, just let us know so we can get you the materials. But basically, every month is going to be a deep dive into an industry to include industry experts and education training providers and all of that. So if it'll be beneficial to anyone's organization to share with your group once we get that marketing material. I mean, I'll probably put it on Heartbeat anyways and bring it up as we get closer to it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The professional clothing swap, I think I already posted, and we're having a manufacturing job fair. I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but I could post that too. So
awesome. Thank you so much. I'm getting the professional clothing swap. How
yeah.
creative. That's the other thing I love about Brevard.
Yep. And
Here's
I'll be there
link.
representing with a table for career source. It is wonderful. Oh, and then another thing, it's really funny. There was a few North Brevard Charities was one of the Leadership Brevard CAP project options. And I don't know if she told you yet, but she's putting together like a nonprofit summit expo type thing where everyone can get together and share best practices and see who can build off each other. So it's one of my top choices. I hope to get selected to be involved in it, but even if that's not my selection for Leadership Brevard, I'll be involved in it, of course. So
Beautiful. Yes, keep us posted on, yeah. And so you do want to get selected? We're holding the vision that you get selected. Is that what I heard?
well, I don't think I put it as my number one, only because my number one was like, I was like, whoa, that's a huge project with, you know, a lot of different avenues, but it's in my top three, but I do want to be involved regardless. So I'm like, if I don't get selected for it as my leadership CAP project, then at least I'll still be involved in it. Oh yeah, I see the children's hunger projects on there. Yes, yes. I will be honest, I did not select it because I have no video skills. But wasn't my last choice, the children's hunger projects, but I'm like, that would not be my strength right there. So yeah. But there was 5 really, it was hard, but I sorted through it. Lots of great opportunities, I know.
We're just excited to start the program and just get right in and learn as much as we can. So I'm
Well,
excited for you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited, and I know a few of the other team members in this class, and I know that you're going to get amazing people to be able to crank out a video. That's just not my forte.
That's okay. We did the original video ourselves and we're like, one take and we're done.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. It's good. Great. Gets the message across. And I always use what the human factor, right, as the excuse. Oh, it's just, you know, they'll understand. It's the human factor. So, yeah.
Awesome. Real quick, Darby, I just have a question. This Early Learning Coalition, is this something that I could put under the documents like we did with the career source and create something with these items?
Sorry, it's our impact report and then some information about the SOAR by 4 sponsorship. So I guess I would need a little guidance in that, and then I'm going to have Aubrey join, and she will do the our events, which are open to the public, our launch into literacies and things like that. So this is just kind of like background information on
Okay.
early learning. I wasn't sure
Yeah, because I'm seeing like one of the resources is free, little free libraries, and it talks about like that's something that would be a great resource to have in similar. There's some great stuff here. Thank you. If she needs some hand holding when you get
Yep.
in there, please give her my cell phone and happy to
Okay,
help.
perfect. Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right, Darby, any final remarks on your end? Let's just do a final check-in to see if there's anything else.
I think just no, our next launch into literacies are in October, and we're going to have through Stephanie's. I should give her a shout out through her. She provided a connection for us to a Cody Bogart, who is a female. She was a Black Hawk. Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot. She's written books called Hilo Girls, and so she is, which are for young children. So she just was an absolute perfect match for us. And she's coming to several. I don't believe she's coming to all, but she's coming to 3 of the 4. And she'll be reading her book and exposing the children to both women in aviation, Army and the service and helicopters and all of that kind of thing. So that's the kind of thing we do in our Launch into Literacies, is we try to commit, or try to connect people out in the community that are doing cool things that can read to the children and just give them great exposure. So you can look for that. The third Thursday of October is always our Melbourne event in the afternoon. And then we do one at the Children's Center in Titusville, which is open. It's their community play day. And then we work with Elena Little at Club Esteem and do them for for their team down there as well. So
that's where I saw your great pictures on social. I was like, you're out in the community. Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, those were great. I'm like, Elena, really? I mean, but like apparently I'm a little animated when I'm talking. So that's what she caught
It
me.
was awesome.
So thank you, Stephanie, for that connection. And Stephanie was a great community resource for us earlier this summer. She did one of the Launch into Literacies as well. So if any of you want to talk to me about doing that and reading to kids and bringing in what you do, we'd love to have you.
Thank you, Darby. I'm just going to highlight real quick, really good friends with Herb Flight Time Lang, a former Globetrotter, has a movement on kindness, and he is incredible at going into nonprofits as a speaker and helping them raise money or going to schools. So I'm just planting that seed because he spends, I think, 6 to 8 months in Florida in the Tampa Bay area. And if anybody wants that connection to have him come, I'd love to come. I mean, I have only see him on Zoom, and I just love his messages. It's always so inspiring, but would love to hug him someday. So, Courtney.
I think all I have for closing is we do have our Bourbon Boots and Bags event, which I think is already on Heartbeat. That is on November 8th. I'm going to be posting another event on there that is coming up in 2 weeks from today. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we are doing a strangulation workshop. So it's going to be a self-defense class against strangulation and how to preserve your neck area if you're ever in that situation. Or it's really fun. We're going to have food, drinks. It'll be at Abe's Place. From 6 to 9 on the 7th of October. More to come. I'll add it in Heartbeat as well as soon as I finish up the flyer. We have limited space. So if you want to sign up, the email will be on there to sign up to come to that. We're partnering with Shielding Lives. And he is the one that does all of the activity for everyone. We did it last year. Elena Little helped us out, and we did it at Club Esteem. So we got kind of a younger crowd, which was great. So we're shooting for a little bit of an older crowd this time with the 6 to 9, so that people can come after work, things like that. So if you work till later, you can always trickle in. But it is a really fun event. We make it fun to get people up and standing and learn about that self-defense. So it's a good time.
Awesome. And I don't see the Bourbon boots and bags. I almost said something else.
Oh, I will have Nikki upload that one too.
Okay, awesome. Sabra?
Perfect. But that's all I have.
Thank you so much.
You're
welcome. Any questions, final remarks?
Final remarks. I just appreciate this group. I'm from Osceola County, and just knowing that there's so much community involvement and resources here compared to other places that I've lived, like this is amazing. And I feel like everything, like the networking that I'm doing and meeting different people, all the dots are connecting. and just some of the things that I'm involved in. So I just truly appreciate this opportunity. And then one other thing that I like to talk about that I am working on is I am working on the Children's Hunger Project clubs. So with that, we are assisting local high school students in Brevard County. So giving them the opportunity to get their volunteer hours in, whether that's for Bright Futures or for any other type of scholarships, providing them learning lessons for soft skills, and then also giving them the opportunity to help in fundraising. So what they'll do is they'll be at their schools talking about our mission and vision, and then spreading that amongst their student peers as well. So if you have a high school student that's looking to get more involved, please let me know. And we're currently at 5 schools and we're pushing to be at all of them, but it's still the beginning of the year, so we're still trying. But I absolutely love teaching others, and especially students that, are transitioning out from high school and getting into their college career. I'm all about helping those children. So if you know anyone, please let me know. But thank you for having me.
Thank you. Lisa?
No last minute words. I have things in the work, but nothing that I'm going to say right now. So I'll save that for another day.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And it's Lisan, did I say that right? Or Lisan?
Yeah, it's Lisanne.
Okay.
The only thing coming up is that Military Affairs Council, the transition con that I mentioned, it's going to be at the Space Coast Realtors Association on the 6th and 7th of November. So I'll work on getting one of the flyers. I know I got it electronically, and that way I can put it in Heartbeat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
Lisanna and I were hanging out with Congressman Mike Herodopoulos a couple of weeks ago, weren't we?
I missed
At the-
that one. It was,
but that
I
wasn't
heard
you.
it was a great
I
event.
thought you were there. I thought you were there hearing Mike Herodopoulos in the VA hospital. That wasn't you.
Oh yeah, I did go to that one too. I was thinking of another one. There were two, and there was another one that I really wanted to go to, and I missed it.
That's funny. I missed one too, and I got invited randomly on the one that I saw you in the audience at too. So that was lucky. We got invited there.
Okay, final closing remarks. I am on a mission, and hopefully all of you join us to get 200 active partners into Heartbeat and into our community. So please, if you can take a moment to share with somebody that you think would be a great resource, or somebody that's looking to volunteer, or somebody that's affluent and looking for places to give, please help make that introduction into the community or our event. Also, just quick note, we are looking for people on our kind of working crew with the events, or anybody that's interested in some of the mapping and researching. And like I said, even if it's just an hour of time, super, super appreciative with that. And so thank you for being here. I can't wait to hug you all in a couple of weeks. And thank you for all you do to make a difference in Brevard. It's Sabra, you are so correct. It feels really beautiful to be in a community where you can go into Publix and know somebody, and right. It's just
It just blows me away, and just knowing that I'm in a community that we all are working together, to help others. Like it's really inspiring. It truly is.
Thank you. Well, it starts with all of you. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.